Perfect timing. Good evening, everyone. Sorry for the delay. I was having some technical issues with setup, and I think I have it about resolved. So, welcome. Good evening. Welcome back to Dragon Age Inquisition. As promised, once again, we are going to be doing some side quests and talking about whatever comes up tonight. This time, it looks like we're even going to be leaving Skyhold. We're probably going to go one or two major areas tonight. We'll probably go somewhere else first, and then maybe go back to the hinterlands, or go back to the Storm Coast. Whatever I feel like, and whatever I think of, and maybe whatever you guys want. So if anybody has any stuff that you'd like to see, places you'd like to go, feel free to let me know. Otherwise, just sit back and relax, and I'm going to be talking about, I think, great game. One of my favorites. One of my favorite, at least, certainly one of my favorite RPGs. Alright. And I should probably keep talking just over the music anyway, but, so, just in case. In any case, we finally started classes for the semester this week, and so we were, I get mostly Tuesday intro stuff, and then today I had a lot of a good time. One of my favorite starts to a semester is the one that I use for my philosophy of religion class, which you'll find as the first video in my philosophy of religion playlist. Is an analysis of a straight epistemology video. Straight epistemology being basically somebody who goes around applying the Socratic method to people, talking to people about things that they believe, and seeing if they have justifications for what they claim, and seeing if they have justifications for knowledge. Usually, in my experience of seeing some of these, it usually turns out that your ordinary man on the street, or one on the street in this case, doesn't exactly have solid justifications for whatever it is that they want to talk about. In this case is no exception. This is a video interviewing just a random, probably college student girl at VidCon from, I think it was 2017, and I started using this, and I recorded this thing in 2018. And it was quite the conversation, let's say. It was it missed the mark in a lot of ways, because of course it did, because that's the exact kind of thing you would expect from just an ordinary layperson who doesn't really study philosophy very much, having to defend religious beliefs, and basically having to do philosophy of religion on the spot, which is very hard. Naturally. So, part of what this wound up meaning is it provides, for me, a great example of the kinds of arguments that we will encounter, the kinds of arguments we might make, and the kinds of arguments that we should avoid making when we're discussing the philosophy of religion. And so, I did in class, every semester for the last few years now, I've done this, whenever I've taught philosophy of religion. I will basically just do what I did in that video, which is to watch the whole thing through, just gradually, bit by bit, pause as we go, and just sort of comment on it as we get through it. Discuss various things. Don't have the power for that.
Nothing yet.
Discuss various things that they say. A lot of which are just kind of crazy. Just crazy on their face. Some of which are a little bit more reasonable. Let's go to the swamps. The marshes. Let's contact a local band. Let's work on our connections. Let's do that. That's smart. But yeah, it was not a great conversation, but there were a lot of hints of something smart and something philosophical there that we could manage to just pull out and really discuss and to analyze both the faults and the beginnings of wisdom that were there. So it turns out that I really like starting a class like this way, because it gets everyone willing to engage these kinds of topics and take them really seriously and apply our analytic tools to something like a peer that we can kind of, frankly, because I don't know, I get the impression undergraduates love doing this. Frankly, somebody we can kind of point and laugh at. Not to be too mean about it, of course, because as I always point out, these kinds of on-the-spot interviews, these challenging type encounters, are not the easiest thing to do. You can get tripped up quite easily, and Tia, the girl in the video, doesn't do a great job, but it's important to remember that we might not do as well as we think in a situation like this, so hey, we gotta be a little bit nice. The missing soldiers have been found in a bog called the Fallow Mire. They're being held hostage by Avar, who demand to meet the Herald of Andraste if the Inquisition wants to see its people alive again. Let's go. Let's bring... let's not bring Vivienne or Dorian to a swamp. Let's bring Varric. Let's bring Blackwall. Let's bring Solus. Yeah. That'll work. Something tells me Vivienne won't really enjoy trudging around a swamp full of undead. Spoiler, there's undead here. I mean, to be fair, once we get their specializations unlocked, undead kind of become Dorian's specialty, but trudging around a rainy, muddy swamp, a very cold, rainy swamp, is not his idea of a good time, I'm sure. And Solus doesn't mind spirits and such, so why not? Let's bring him. Anyway, if you haven't seen the video that I'm talking about, I will link it below in the description. It's a lot of fun, even just my my commentary version. One thing I did add, though, which I found to be I think it was a good analogy I thought of, so I guess I'll share it tonight with you guys. Oh, let's wait first.
Thank you for coming. Maybe you can solve this mess. Our missing patrols are being held hostage by Avar, barbarians from the mountains.
What are they doing in a bog?
That's the thing.
Why am I in a
Their
dress?
leader, he wants them to fight you, because you're the Herald of Andraste.
What do they have against Andraste?
Well, the Avar think there are gods in nature, as in the sky has a god and the forest. The Avar say you're claiming to be sent by one, and they'll challenge the will of your god with their own.
Oh boy.
I think their leader's just a boastful little prick who wants to brag he killed you.
Should I autograph something for him before he tries to behead me?
They think readings for the weak. You know, scholars, lowlanders, or legion peasants. Getting to our troops won't be easy. You'll have to fight your way through undead. Wait,
Fun.
you're not squeamish about undead, are you?
Yeah, she probably is.
They're not on the list of my favorite monsters.
You'll want to stay out of the water, then. The Avar are holed up in the castle
Right.
on the other side of the Fallow Mire. Make her willing, the Inquisition's people are still alive.
By the way, Scout Harding's voice is Ali Hillis. That is... Why am I not... Wait, what is going on here? Oh, it's because I don't have armor equipped. That's why. I don't know why I don't have armor equipped, but I didn't have armor equipped. There we go, that's better. There. Anyway, that is... Scout Harding is voiced by Ali Hillis. That is... oh, God. Why can't I remember her name? Liara from Mass Effect. How could I forget Liara? Hello, why can't I pick you up? I want this. I want that. Fine. Ooh, lightning strikes. Probably.
Inquisitor, I've something for you.
What is it?
Let's see.
See for yourself, sir.
Okay. I need diseased tissue from all of those undead. Nice, unsavory undead. And this is just one of those just terrible, awful, cold lumps. Alright. Okay, it's in there. Let's see, do I need to pick the lock or something? Or just, nope, just walk in. Got it. I won't be in tonight. Rupert said he had a surprise for me. He teased me by saying Lady Bless easily. Okay. Which he always does when he's trying to impress me by pretending he's not impressing me. Don't tell Mum where I am. I made fresh porridge in the red pot for both of you. I'll care for her tomorrow, I promise. Let's level up some people while we're doing that. Varric. Let's do his crossbow stuff all the way up first. Spec him for DPS, for damage entirely. Alright, Blackwall. Champion. Bonus to maximum guard. Resilience. What's this do? More protected area or... Oof. Oof. Nah, maximum guard. Let's go with maximum guard. I love guard. Especially on him. Blackwall. Rift Mage, yeah. I love Rift Mage. Rift Mage was always my mage specialization when I almost always played a mage. By almost always, I mean, actually, I think always. For Andraste and Faith. So talking about the teaching of the Avar, I think. Ooh, a bottle of liquor. Cool. Now, what have we back here? Oh, more... oh, I think that's that Serpent Stone. I think that's what it is. I need it, anyway. Hey, oh, no, it's Summer Stone. Alright. I need it anyway. Vitriol. Oh, it re-pinged the things I already picked up. Alright, whatever. Alright. Ravane. Okay, about Ravane, the region. Diary of Peter Marsh. The gardeners are too sick to save. Everyone says grandfather and my brothers barricaded them in their own house. They won't make anyone else sick. Yelled at me for watching instead of helping. Said it was for our own good. There's no more lights in the gardener's home. I bet they're undead. Just a guess. Now to pick up all the rocks. Every rock. I think that's the gardener's home, and yep, I think there's undead.
Signs of a plague.
It must have been a terrible illness. No one's come to reclaim the land. No one living at any rate.
How did I get frosted? What just frosted me? Oh, that's Solus doing that. Okay.
There must be more further in.
Alright. Anyway. So, anyway, the example I was talking about, the illustration I was talking about, was in response to Tia, the interviewee, bringing up that she, if confronted by somebody else who had similar reasons for believing a different faith, so somebody who their religion brings them joy and they have the same kind of subjective reasons that she was expressing in the interview, what would she say to them? Could she change their mind, or would they have just as good of reasons as she does? And her response is something along the lines of, well, that's cool, that's great for you, but try this out. Try out what I do. Try out what I have. See if that works for you. So the way I kind of see it as is it's almost like she's offering up her religious practice and her religious belief in particular, as if it's like a kind of a neat dessert to try or something. It's something nice, it's something sweet, it's something that they might like, but it's irrelevant. It doesn't consider the question of whether it's true or not. And so my argument here, Native Andraste, my argument about this and why I think this is a problem is that it doesn't take either her belief or their belief particularly seriously. Oh, that's close. Okay, there's a bunch of corpses floating in those waters. I want to get to that. I also don't want to, like, attract a bunch of undead. At not yet. I guess I'll come back to those. Now that I want, because that's a big old chest. That's worth it.
Careful.
Oh, it's not worth it.
Water draws them out.
All right, well, they don't seem to care, so I'll just let them get drawn out. Anyway, so my analogy for this is it's like if she really cared, if she really thought that her religious beliefs are something that are not only true but matter, but they really matter. They're really important and really significant. Then she wouldn't just be sort of offering them as a proposal, as a kind of, hey, check this out. Like she's offering someone to try, like I said, like her new dessert option or something. She would be treating them very seriously. Right? She would be asking or proposing this as if it were something true, something really objectively true that she is then trying to convince someone that they should also believe. And so the analogy I used for this was it's not like you're trying to get somebody to try something that you like. It's more like if you were to find out that a friend of yours does not wash his hands after going to the bathroom. You know, it's more like that. It's like there is something that you know that you should do, and you know that they should do, but they don't. Right? If you find out that a friend of yours is more about this plague. If you find out that a friend of yours doesn't wash their hands ever when they use the bathroom, you're not going to be like, hey, so there's this cool thing that I do, like when I go to the bathroom, and it's like I wash my hands, like I get my hands wet and I put soap on them and I scrub. That way I don't get sick and die, and it's kind of cool, right? No, what you're going to do is you're going to say, hey, you're being gross. Wash your hands. Why are you not washing your hands? You really should be. I don't want to get cholera, and you don't either. Your ass is getting all over our food. Like, please, stop it. Wash your hands. This is very important that you do this. You'll take it seriously. The Empty Ones are a cult following Andraste's death. They think that the world is beyond redemption. They're nihilists. Neat. Okay. Say what you want about Tevinter Magisters. At least they have an ethos. All right. I'm not sure how much I'm going to be exploring through this place, or if I'm just going to be heading more or less towards the big keep on the other side. Oh, what is this?
Is that a beacon of some sort?
What are those runes? Never seen their like before.
But Solus can handle it. I'm not used to not having a mage, or not being a mage. I'm used to just being able to walk up to these and just energize, just do it. I'm not used to having to have my mage do it. I'll come back to it because I'm wondering what's over here. Oh, we're going back. We're going back. Let's not go back. Ah, Eric, there's a thought bot. Get rid of it. Okay. Veilfire. Where are the... Oh, found it. One.
If we find any more beacons, we could lure the undead onto solid ground. Might be a faster fight.
Keep an eye out for more
Nice.
then.
Okay, so what's this?
So we're taking the magical fire with us?
Veilfire, huh? Veilfire in the fallow mire. Yeah, we need to, apparently. Excuse me. Take the Veilfire. It's gonna help us with a few things. Mostly that. Mostly this right here. If I'm not mistaken, there isn't really anywhere that we need Veilfire that there isn't some right nearby, so I think we should be okay.
Spend most of your time in the Fade?
As much as is possible. The Fade contains a wealth of knowledge for those who know where to look.
Sure, but I don't know how you dream, let alone wander around in there. Especially when the shit that comes out of the Fade generally seems pretty cranky.
So are humans, but we continue to interact with them when we must.
Oh, speaking of fantasy racism, I've been keeping up with the Book of Boba Fett. I mean, it's so the most recent episode. I think I would say it's about a 4 out of 10, best episode yet. That tells you a little bit about the rest of the series so far, unfortunately. I think it's really been missing the mark, overall. The series. So, it hasn't been great. There's been problems. It's been... the biggest problem for me, I mean, a lot of people have complained, obviously, about the whole mischaracterization of Boba Fett. And that even goes to Tamara Morrison complaining about the mischaracterization of Boba Fett. So it's not even just fans. It's the actor even. But I gotta say, my bigger problem is the narrative structure of it just be, ew, you're neat. The narrative structure of it basically just being, and then thing happens, and then another 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 thing happens, right? And that's it. That's just kind of it. It just kind of goes from event to event to event without much of a narrative through line, and it bugs me because there could be. With this premise, there could be a really, really cool show. What's this? Oh, another bogfisher. All right, it's coming to investigate. It could be a really, really cool show with this premise. Another issue with it that I think is really interrupting it and stopping it from being a really cool show is that for some reason, and I think it just has to do with it being Disney, they're shying well away from the level of violence that one would expect about a show from a show about Boba Fett, the bounty hunter turned crime lord. You'd expect a great deal of violence. A lot of people getting just brutally shot. Probably people getting lit on fire, because, flamethrowers. I would think there'd even be some people getting torn limb from limb. Black Chrysanthemum is a Wookiee. He's a claw-mad Wookiee warrior. And gladiator. Berserker. You would think... Oh, jeez. Journal of an Apostate Mage. You would think that there would be a lot more violence, even if it's shown kind of tastefully and cut away from the worst of it, and they do what they got to do, right? Yeah, it's Disney Plus, fine, whatever. I would really think that there would be a lot more than there actually is, and I've been pretty disappointed for the most part. However, this last episode managed to depict its first brutally racist hate crime. A racist act of dismemberment. By the aforementioned Wookiee, Black Chrysanthemum, who just goes into a bar and arbitrarily and randomly beats up a bunch of Transition civilians. Just a bunch of dudes in business casual who happen to be a member of a species that he doesn't like. Specifically, Transitions. Well, which, to be fair, he's a Wookiee. He has good reason to be racist against Transitions. They are slavers that enslave and hunt his people, and him in particular. On the other hand, not these Transitions at all. He just kind of went after him. Beat the living hell out of all of them. Knocked every one of them unconscious, and then ripped one of their arms off. So, racist hate crime.
This would work for a camp.
An act of racially motivated dismemberment. Small note, words not death root. Underlined 3 times. There's a small illustration of a plant that looks like spindleweed with this one underneath it. Interesting. A bunch of stuff. I don't know how a cart got there. That's weird. Couple of bog fishers. I can just happily leave them be. Take this. Scout armor schematic, nice. Yeah, I was there. Let me go back this way. Set up camp, and then move on. Meant for transport by a messenger bird. Warn the herald her life is in danger if she comes to the mire. Our patrol spotted a Evar 3 days ago. We didn't understand why they came down to the prospect, so we were captured. Yep, so they want to fight. They want to do a god fight. We already knew that. Cool. Glory to the Maker. And Andraste, his bride.
No sign of the Avar who want to challenge me. Or the Inquisition soldiers.
I hope the Avar haven't gotten bored with the hostages and that they understand how hostages work.
Do they? Yeah, they probably do. I mean, yes, they're brutal murderers and all that, but they're not dumb. What's that noise? Daughters of Song. Wine, music, poetry, and the wanton and frenzied indulgent of carnal fancies. These things characterize the hedonistic cult known as the Daughters of Song. They're Bacchanalians. Cool. If, again, anybody watching or watching back or whichever, make sure, do let me know if there's any of these little codex entries and things that you want me to go back and reread in more detail, if anything catches your eye that I skipped over too quickly. Happy to go back for stuff, but I won't waste everyone's time going through everything in detail. Who's that? Is there a rift somewhere? Oh, there is. It's right over there. That's why. Yeah, there it is. Okay, cool. Later, big guy. Wow, you're big. You're really big. Erica said, but remember, he could have done that to Boba at any time. Seriously, it's not that he's just incompetent. No, it is. Everyone's kind of incompetent in this show, unfortunately. Which I really... okay, so here's the other thing. Like I said, I liked this episode best. Because it fixes some of the problems of the previous episodes. But it does so in some cases in a kind of unsatisfying way, given the context of the previous episodes. So, for example, Boba Fett talks to Fennec Shand about his reason for wanting to leave bounty hunting and become a Grime Lord. And it's because he's tired of people like him and people like her getting killed because of stupid plans and stupid orders by stupid people who hire them. Okay, it makes sense. I get that. He wants to be the one in charge finally, so he can, in his mind at least, make smart decisions that aren't going to get him or anyone killed. Or at least not him. Okay, cool, I buy that. I buy that as motivation, I really do. However, then, for the already, 4 episodes that we've seen, he also then apparently goes on to make a bunch of really stupid decisions that should have gotten him killed. So, I guess, I don't know.
So, you're Herald of Andraste.
Yep.
My kin want you dead, Lowlander, but it's not my job. No fears from me.
That's good.
I thought the Avar wanted to fight me.
Our chieftain's son wants to fight you. I'm called in when the dead pile up. Rights to the gods, mending for the bleeding, a dagger for the dying. That's what I do. I don't pick up a blade for a whelp's trophy hunt.
Okay. Cool. Good, I think.
Why aren't you with the other Avar?
Trying to figure out this hole in the world. Never seen anything like it's like. They spit out angry spirits. Endless. What the sky's trying to tell us? I don't know.
They're caused by the breach in the sky. It was some kind of magic gone wrong.
I know that, Lowlander. I'm talking about the Lady of the Skies. Do you not know her? Can't you see the warning she writes through the bird flocks in the air?
Interesting how widely Ferelden beliefs diverge.
Call me Ferelden again, Elf, and see how far you get.
Ooh, okay. To be fair, they're the original Fereldans. I get the impression it's something like the Picts and the Celts being the original Britons, the Angles, before the Normans came in. And the modern Fereldans are basically Orlesians, like the Normans. And then they had a bunch of fights with the proper Orlesians. Like the Normans had fights with the proper French. So, I think I get... It seems to me that there's a lot of parallels between the France and England conflict with the Ferelden Orlais conflict beyond just accent, which I like. I like the historical inspiration there.
The other Avar kidnapped an Inquisition patrol. Are they all right?
A few were injured in the skirmish, but they were alive. Last I saw them. Someone's trained them well. They killed more of us than I thought they would.
They even have an almost Welsh accent, which is kind of Celtic or Pictish. Anyway, I think it's neat.
Farewell, then.
Watch the water.
Yeah, that is kind of Welsh. Oh, what? What have I done? I didn't mean to do that. Okay, that's fine. There we go. All right. What, there's more? No, that's it.
You can mend the gaps in the air.
There's a reason people have been following our herald.
Aye.
No, that's it. Okay. Yep.
Farewell then.
Watch the water.
Have been. Okay. Onward we go, then. Let's... Oh my gosh. Whew. Okay, that's far to go. With Veilfire. More beacons. Veilfire runes and a beacon. Demons. The Apostate Widris. Alright, well, let's go. Let's go that away.
Oh, quite a smell.
These people never had a chance.
Okay, we got him. Easy peasy. Oh, hit the water. Here come the Deadmans. Oh, he's poisoned. Great. It's times like these where I wish I could switch to my bow in combat. It's a huge detriment not being able to switch weapons in this game compared to the others. Huge detriment. I even looked up to try and find if there are mods to do it, and there's basically nothing, just because it's so deep embedded into the game that you can't, that there's no like secondary weapon set or anything you can, really anything you can do to switch weapons in combat. Really disappointing. Solus, do your thing. There's two of them. All right, cool. Got him. Essences are for enchanting, if I'm not mistaken. Or runes on weapons and armor and all that. At least I think. keep forgetting. Well, I've done some crafting off stream, but I haven't put too much time or effort into it. So, green velvet, right? Yeah, but I think the big thing is that the issues with that were problems, but were minor problems in The Mandalorian, have become bigger problems in the Book of Boba Fett. The main issues with The Mandalorian were plot contrivances and simplistic plot structure, stuff like that. Whereas the Book of Boba Fett, there isn't really a plot thread, because stuff just kind of happens. Which I kind of see as, like I said, a kind of exacerbation of the kinds of problems that we were seeing in The Mandalorian. Which were, like I said, which were not really that significant. Not nearly as significant. But they were noticeable. Oh, excuse me. They were noticeable if you're looking for them. You'll have to pardon the yawn. I'm not used to getting up early yet. I have been up at 7:30 against my will this week. I say against my will, but it's not like I didn't sign up for these classes, so. I mean, I kind of didn't sign up for these classes. I was signed up for them, but still. It's not like I couldn't have said, hey, could you schedule me for something later today? I could have done that. Let that happen. Okay. Wonderful. All right, moving on. I've never been much of a morning person, or a morning person at all, really. But ironically, I've gotten into a consistent habit of teaching classes at 9:40 in the morning. Primarily just because it works out for my schedule-wise. Otherwise, with everything else, like, it doesn't get in the way of anything. And it gives me a nice little lunch break where I can get 3 classes in and then get home in a reasonable hour. But it does mean I have to wake up at 7:30. So, here I go complaining. Adam. Okay. Okay. Man, crap. Summoned more undead. Whatever. Ooh, it's a bunch of those thingies. Ooh. Ooh, a cabin key. Nice. Okay. Look at all these thingies. Okay. That would be nice. Diary found in the follow mire. One water-soaked entry dated 10 days ago is still legible. The damned roof leaks, and I've been eating boiled roots for a week. I'm squatting in a bog no one so much as spit in. 10 years, still better than the alienated, thank Andraste. That's the last time I visited the city for a while. I'm worried about the gardeners. They weren't sick when I left, and now they're all down with a fever. Their little boy is at death's door. Nigel Marsh said we should lock them in their home, the sour codger. Maybe I can bring something to help. Is it death root that cures fever, or elf root? Can't be death root, can it? Ask Iro which is right. Well then. Hey, stop snorting and snuffing at me, guys. Right. These are like mole hippos. Kind of weird. I'm just gonna walk it. Alright, come on, corpsey, corpsey, corpsies. That's it. That's it. Stop, guys. Stop fighting. Stop going after more. Guys, ah, jeez. Yeah, we get it. You like your own aggro. Alright. Okay, let's move on. Move on once again. So I happened across something just utterly silly today, this evening. Which of all places, of course, was TikTok. At least that's where it was. That's where it was initially. Not where I found it. Somebody was commentating on it, and I found it that way. Oops. It was a non-binary Latin teacher, of all things, high school Latin teacher, who claims to be non-binary, and I say claims to be, because of how she introduces and presents herself vocally and verbally and in the context. She claims to insist on they-them pronouns. And the funny part, at least funny to me, as a Latinist, is... So first of all, she presumably... so her handle or whatever on TikTok and everything else seems to be Magistra Y, as in the letter Y. Which... if you know a little bit about classical Latin, not ecclesiastical Latin, classical Latin, which I'm assuming she teaches classical, not ecclesiastical Latin, in part just because of her political proclivities, but then also her pronunciation. Fairly certain it's classical. Why I keep saying she rather than they, aside from thinking that non-binary they-them pronouns are silly from the start. But in particular, in this case, especially, she chose the title Magistra, which, if you know any Latin, is just the Latin word for teacher. Okay, cool. I get it. That's legit. it's like, Spanish teacher insisting on senor or senora. Makes sense, right? Okay, cool. Her rationale for this is so she doesn't have to decide to go by Mr. or Miss, and she can instead go by Magistra. Magistra is a Latin feminine noun for teacher. Teacher, which in English is a gender-neutral word. So instead of using the gender-neutral title teacher, or whatever, she goes with the feminine Latin magistra. See the problem here? Or at least see the internal inconsistency. The other part of this that is, I think, particularly, I guess, relevantly silly, is, yes, I'm like I've mentioned before.
When it is over.
This war? The
Hold on, this
Inquisition?
is interesting.
The people. How you fought against the tide. It is courageous.
Anyway, the other thing is that she goes by, I assume, an initial. Magistra Y. And of course she picks a letter to use that does not exist in classical Latin. Y is a lend letter from Greek. Mostly Greek, at least. Primarily from Greek. But it didn't exist in classical Latin, in the language that she teaches. Her name is utterly nonsensical in basically every way, or the name that she insists on using is utterly nonsensical in basically every way. This is not one of those things where, oh no, I'm concerned that she's teaching wokeism to children, which, yes, probably, and that's not a good thing. But she's also almost certainly not teaching Latin well, if this is what she's doing, if this is any indication of her teaching. Got it. Right, if this is any indication of her teaching, of her skill in Latin, I wouldn't want her teaching, even if she weren't, also, even if there weren't also an indoctrination problem. What is going on down here? Are you kidding me? You're kidding me. The chest is glitched underground. I assume it's glitched. I don't know. Let's see. Where to next? Oh, there's another rift. We missed a rift. How did we miss a rift? Well, since we're almost here, we might as well get to the Avar outpost and then come back to the rift. Alright, we'll come back to the rift, I guess. Since we're basically right here. Ooh, lightning. Anyway, I found this very funny. Just because of its pure linguistic incompetence. Linguistic incompetence, mind you, from a linguist. This is like if you caught J.R.R. Tolkien splitting an infinitive. Like, come on, you should know better than any of this. I should note, splitting an infinitive not for character reasons. Not, I mean, having a character split the infinitive to demonstrate their linguistic incompetence, but doing so in narration. It's an important distinction. Because there are, of course, orcs in Tolkien's works that speak terribly. Cockney, in fact. But 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Cockney, terrible English, what's the difference? Another thought bot. That doesn't even look like a name. It's just a jumble of letters. Not even trying this time.
More undead!
Don't waste time on them. Head for the castle.
Okay, I'll disappear. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm invisible. You can't see me. You can't see me. That apparently means that no one can see me. That was fantastic. Ooh, nice. Oh, I fell. Ow. Darn it. They killed everyone before I got back here. You guys weren't supposed to do that. Alright, I think this is a gatehouse or whatever, so let's check this out. Oh, resupply. I could use that, actually. Ah! I'm gonna have to come back after I get that damn upgrade. Opening the gate. All right. I assume that's behind that locked door. Which I'll eventually have to come back for. Okay, let's level up while we're here. We kind of should be saving points for Assassin. But actually, that is assuming that we go Assassin. There is the other option. Actually, yeah. You know what? Increase my dexterity. Threat reduction's nice. I'm just gonna wait until I get my my specialization. Wait at least for now. Because I can actually, that's actually something we could probably do, is unlock that. Oh, jeez. Go. Done. I gotta say, Rogue does have some pretty good damage output. Being used to playing a mage, I'm used to being more of a controller than a straightforward damage dealer.
I am the hand of Korth himself.
Yeah, okay. Let's kill his tank first. Ow. I got bonked really hard there. And there. There we go. Got him. Not bad. Not bad at all. I mean, to be fair, that was not an easy fight. But it was relatively straightforward. Great wood there.
Excellent.
Nice. Alright, let's see what else is around here. Anything? Anything. Something over there. Oh, there's are my hostages.
Herald of Andraste.
Yay!
I've dealt with the Avar. Is everyone all right? Yes, Your
Sweet.
Worship. The injured need some rest, but we can return on our own.
I can't believe the Herald came for us.
I told you she'd come.
Personally. Okay, let's, oh, that's not the door. There we go. I can escape, I promise. Hey, it's that guy. Hopefully we're not gonna have to fight him too next.
Your god looks after you, Herald. There lies
yep.
the brat. His father, chief of our holding, would duel me for the loss if he cared enough.
The Inquisition has a purpose your chief lacks.
Is this why the Lady of the Skies led me here? To help heal the wounds in her skin? Aye, I'll join you. Let me make peace with my kid and I'll find where you set your flag.
Nice. We recruited a big, gigantic Avar barbarian. Cool. Okay. So we have a prisoner to judge. We have a... Not there, which we'll get to there eventually. There's something here. Something down this little way there. So let's go check that out first. Then we'll swing back to the other thing. My goal is basically to finish as much as possible in the fallow mire. So we don't really have to come back here very much. It's kind of dreary, to say the least. Okay. Well, there's a little causeway here. Interesting. And a cart. And a demon. Got him. Couple of nice little cabins. Full of zombies. Alright, that's it there. Obviously there's more in there, but come back. A lot more Summerstone. Okay. Aspar the Magnificent, King of, I see more lay. That is, by the way, another interesting thing about classical Latin. Another letter that they didn't have was G. So, you know that, or J as well. So you know that guy Gaius Julius Caesar. Yeah, G's in classical Latin were just C's, and J's were just I's, and C's were always hard. So Caius Julius Caesar was the actual pronunciation in classical Latin, which is different. Ellie, not safe in village. Gin saw horned monsters in fog near castle. Uncle and I moving supplies to Granite Point. Come back for you and your mother once we make camp. Be safe, you're the only cousin I've got left. Lewis. Dragon piss. Name is probably figurative, but no one knows for sure. I guess we'll share that with Iron Bull. Yeah. All right. I feel like just quick traveling, yeah. It's just quick travel. All right, let's go over there. Wait, there's rocks in them there, walls. Metal, technically. All right. Disappear. Really? There we go. Oh, I really could have disrupted that rift, too. I need to remember to do that more quickly and more often. There we go. Especially when there's one of those battles. Okay, let's close her up. All right. Nice. Bunch of stuff. Some territory, doing the whole colonizing thing, I guess. Yeah. That's good. A nice big old clearing. Let's gather as many materials as we can before moving. And then we'll move right along. I think we'll get the heck out of this area. Out of the Felomire. Oh no, we have one more little quest to do right over here, don't we? We'll do that next. We have this to do. There is that journal That apostate mage that led us this way. Oh, right through here by the look of things. Widris is his name. Okay. Well. Nope, maybe not this way. Maybe there's another way through. Maybe it's back this way. Or maybe I was right, and it was that way, but whatever, we'll see. This it? No. No, that was it. That was it, alright? Level up my other characters now. Maybe I should do that. Yeah, I'll do that. Alright. So... what's this? Each consecutive hit does more damage. That's pretty nice. Explosive shot. Extra damage per target. That's pretty good. Knocks back your main target. Let's do into big clumps of people. Black wall. Armor bonus. Invulnerability. Nice. Armor bonus plus Constitution is pretty good. That'll lead us to a nice taunt. He's good for taunting. Big defensive area. Okay, this is just default. He's always defending anyone around him. Or extra armor when he war cries. No cooldown. Oh, that's pretty good. Damage bonus. Nah. Well, nah. Okay. Can't be flanked. Shield bash is decent. Does a bunch against guard. That's pretty good. Damage resistance from the front. And against arrows. I'm gonna go with his champion stuff. Okay. I'm gonna go with his Rift Mage stuff. Let's do Stone Fist, or what are these? It also weakens them. Yeah. Cost less, weakens them more. I like that. Alright. What was that? Some kind of like a elk? Sounds like an elk. Okay. Yeah, let's just go, I guess. I'm assuming that he's this way. Ooh, bunch of Dawn Lotus. Grab that. It's rare. There's a lot of undead coming. Oh, here. Come here, guys. Notes from the stars. Wilton. Watching the sky when I heard screams from the old castle. Went to the gate, saw horned figures in the mist. Tell everyone who hasn't gotten the plague to go. Meet me on the south path. I have a cousin in King's Crossing we can stay with. Gin. begin. Alright, we still need to find Widris. We found a note for Widris. We didn't find Widris. This is him. No, it's not. This is Piggy's. Notes on the stars. No, it's Wilton, not Widris. Weird. Or disease tissue, that's good. I need that for a collection quest thing. Got him. Where the heck is he? A journal recovered in the mire suggests a rather unstable apostate is roaming about somewhere. The apostate, apparently named Widris, seems to be mixed up with some demons and could be dangerous. Find him. Right around here. He's right around here somewhere. It's not him, is it? We're right at the edge of the search area. Where is this bastard? Somebody look this up for me. Erica, you got a minute? They'll be fine. Alright. Great. There's got to be something over here. Like around the back. How do we get there? Not that way. See it. I see that there's something around the back here. Maybe the way through is over there? Ugh. These stupid undead. No, it's not. Oh, maybe it's over here. Maybe I just run away. No, that's not it either. Alright, well, I gotta go back, so... more of them. Why are there so many more of them? Come on, everyone, let's just leave. Yeah, okay, this way. Come on, let's just go. Let's just go. Let's just go. Let's just go. These demons are clever. They seem to have hidden Widris entirely. At least from me. Maybe I'm just not very perceptive. Could be that. That happens a lot. Obtaining the quest highlights an area on the world map to venture towards. A rift will be located in the vicinity. It may potentially lead to being a nuisance. It is recommended to seal the rift prior to continuing west out of the arena-like structure. Reverse the gap in the rocks. Proceed north to the hidden apostate's camp. Okay, so west. Okay,
You have seen a great deal of battle.
We all have.
Not all. Not like you. You live and breathe war. You understand it. It is home to you.
What's that supposed to mean?
I intended no offense. We have both seen terrible things. We have watched death and destruction render that which we love unrecognizable. It is calming to see something familiar in another.
Thank you. I'm wondering, how many times did I walk directly past it? Just curious. I know I did. The question is, of course, how often? How many times? You know, technically, you can just farm experience by wrecking undead forever. Not that that's a good or a fun idea. But you can. What? Didn't mean to do that. I meant to jump. Alright. Well, she was a little bit crazy, as an apostate is often. Figures. Just had to fight her. Erica says, apparently it's a hard fight, so be prepared. I was not prepared. I am a rogue. I mean, to be fair, to be even more fair, Varric almost died again, because that keeps happening. But no, oh my gosh, I will say, as far as combat goes, rogue damage output is so high compared to what I'm used to, because I'm used to playing this as a mage. And I don't know if you've gotten this impression watching the mages, especially Solus. But mage damage output is not high. You can just pew, 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 plink and plink and plink and plink away for a very, very long time before you make any progress. Unless you're like applying damage over time effects, you're not going to be doing a lot of damage as a mage. You're going to be crowd controlling a lot. And so with playing especially a dual daggers rogue, and being able to avoid aggro at least a little bit, is making a huge difference for the speed at which I get through fights here. Now, to be fair, part of that is that I'm playing on easy, not narrative, I think, the one above that, easy. Where I usually play on normal or hard. So enemies are a lot less spongy than I'm maybe used to, but even still, the damage output is a huge, huge difference. Where are those specialists? Oh, they're over there. Okay. Let's speak to our specialization trainers. We can decide which specialization to take as a rogue. Are we going to be the Varric clone? Or are we going to be the Sarah clone? Or are we going to be the Ghost Boy? Ghost Boy's name. It's almost like, very much like him in the game, in character. He is forgettable. Ooh. Ooh. Wow. Look at that. All right. Whoa! Wow. Okay, that's ridiculous, and I love it. That's kind of her kind of thing, right? Oh yeah, I forgot I made this. I forgot I made the banana on a stick. I need to give that to her. Maybe I should only give this to her once I also have the giant wheel of cheese as a shield. Oh my god. honestly, is actually surprisingly, shockingly good damage. Oh, I hate it. I hate it. I hate this so much. How does this look? Oh, that's really plaid weave. I am enforcing that on him. Solus, the egg, is wearing plaid. Or he looks like a child in dad's armor. It's kind of cute. Looking like a dad in looking like a child in dad's armor, but I can craft that too. So that is human trained only, but it might be nice. Oh no, I don't like the look of that. Oh, it's horrible for her. He's not wearing a owler hood or anything at all, so. Yay. Mercenary coat. It's not actually very good. That's for Iron Bull. Okay. My head's in the way. In the way of what? What am I looking at? Oh, was it in the way of the weapon? Okay, hold on. I gotta go back to it then. This, and let's put it on Cassandra. There we go. Banana on a stick. Oh, God. No. It's not bad. Not bad. No.
How is the running today?
Excellent. Save the feet and legs.
Anyway. Alright, let's see. 3 eyes.
You're the Inquisitor, hmm? Honored. Don't ruin it.
Ruin it?
I'll try not to, I guess.
Into something you're not. If you want things just so, what I have to teach will be lost on a fool. Your people asked for an artificer. My name is Three Eyes. Let's get started.
Okay, what is artificery doing exactly?
Thank you for coming. Craftsmen are always welcome.
Enough of that. Treat it like a craft, you're dead. The artificer builds for battle. We survive through detail and efficiency in equal parts. What some forget is that artifice, not artistry, sets the better snare. Save the soul for a showpiece. You don't want to love your toys so much that you're picking rivets off the field. Makers need some distance. Dignity.
Yes, Erica, that is a banana. Complete with banana sticker. Banana. Hit with banana.
You used the term makers. Why?
The Chantry won't teach you this, but it's obvious. The Maker is an artificer. The first. He crafted his traps, his children, set them loose to do his will, then turned away. Every battlefield is a world we shape. We decide the landscape, and when we're done, we turn away. Artificers are makers.
Nice.
Do you make showpieces like Varric's crossbow, Bianca?
I know both names.
And?
He holds it too tightly. Things are things. If a trap saves your life, do you thank it or your hard work? I don't teach vanity pieces. I showed you how to survive.
Respect that.
Why are you called Three Eyes?
Every toy I place is another weakness gone. Another eye to watch the enemy. I can be everywhere on the battlefield, and so can you.
What makes this better than other disciplines?
Nothing beats the preparation of a good trap. Let a child rush about the field. I know where my enemy is forced to be. That look in their eyes when they know they've lost, it's all the sweeter when they don't even know why. We control, we shape, we command. The fool who fights the Artificer dreads every step.
I don't love this one. I'm probably not going to pick it, honestly, but maybe.
I'm ready to start learning.
You need tools. And to walk some simple paces. Here are instructions to follow. You're last, so far as I'm concerned. After this, you instruct the course of every fight. If you've the patience.
Alright. I'm probably not going to do that one.
This is a fine fortress. It's very quiet. I wonder if you tire of quiet. I am keen, Inquisitor. I bring the Maelstrom, the Tempest. Are you interested?
You've told me nothing. How can I know?
Then you can sit and wait, or you can leap. They say you're in charge. I say, from where? From the thick of things? From the fore? That's how you create victory. You wade in, smash a glass, make a mess, and change the battle from within. You may think you now lead, but when you're the Tempest, you're someone to follow.
So this is Sarah's specialization.
Is your name a title? Keem seems underwhelming.
Also very short.
Tornado, or gale, or bluster kerfuffle, master of windy import. Tempest is simplicity. Unpredictable does not mean foolish. Spirited does not mean arrogance. Let your enemies make those mistakes and pay the price time and again.
By the way, you have any input on which one of the three to pick? Assassin's by far the most straightforward, and I'm probably going to go with it, but Tempest is very tempting.
Is this a magical talent? Or a study in brewing elixirs?
No, Inquisitor, I will not assign a circle reading list or instruct the basics of brewing. Let your people do the preparation. I teach how to survive what we do.
What do you mean by smash a glass?
I mean exactly that. We use concoctions to cover ourselves in the elements.
Like potions?
Battle is no time for sipping. We use flasks of elements and smash them fast. It makes a mess, Inquisitor. That appeals, or it doesn't.
Why would this suit me?
It suits you if you make it suit. There's no way to make elemental chaos sensible if you're not the type. The enemy will know you're coming, but like a boat before the storm, what can they do besides batten down and pray? The Tempest leaps where they shouldn't, and makes the battle fit them. Is that you?
I don't know if this is quite Sable, but maybe. I don't know yet.
Very well, let's see where this leads.
Grand. But first, we set the conditions. This instruction, the first and least, will show the path your storm will take. Small steps, Inquisitor. The last of the calm.
Okay. Who's this? What in the world is that? Air.
I received a bird. It had a note. Now I am here.
You're here to train me?
Ah, that is it. The Inquisitor wishes to become more than Inquisitor. Perhaps she wishes to walk in shadow, even as she is bathed in light. To save life through inflicting death. Childish notions. The profession of assassin has no time for it.
There's more to it than killing. Seems pretty straightforward.
It does seem that way. Let me first say, she does not want to be an assassin, any more than she would wish to be a sword or a cudgel. Such are the weapons of others. They lack intent. She must become... Our way is between life and death. It is a door through which she will send others.
I know of the Antivan Crows and the Bards of the Game. Are you similar?
They are servants. The Inquisition did not request a servant. They asked for the means. I am a trainer, and as such I am not tethered. Some find that freedom unsettling. That is my servant.
Erica, are you getting jitters and dropped frames and such? So I'm seeing a little bit on my thingy.
Is there a danger to this?
The trite answer is that there is a danger to everything, but also a use. There is no physical cost, no corruption, only action. She may come to see others as mere things. That can be off-putting.
Tell me the benefits.
Our way is the sudden strike that overwhelms. The leap from shadow and back. We hit where and when it hurts most. In so doing, we send a message. No others invite death so efficiently. That is what the assassin offers.
I'm ready to start learning.
She is willing. Will it always be so? There are tasks, processes, ways to train the mind and body. They require simple motions. First steps. Then we shall see what she may become.
Okay. I need death root. I'm gonna do this. I don't know if I'm gonna do this. I didn't talk to Blackwall last time, did I?
I've been meaning to thank you.
Or did I?
There are 100 things that need your attention. You didn't have to take the time to help me, and yet you did.
If the history you pursue benefits the Wardens, then it was worth it.
You've proven yourself to be an honorable woman. Principled. I've great admiration for you, and I've never been more certain in my decision to join you.
I would never have guessed that you admire me.
Of course I do. You have the world at your feet, myself included.
So you take your cue from everyone else. What if they despised me?
If that were to happen, I would reject the world for lacking in good taste. And perhaps we could continue as we are. Us against them. Now, we should return to our duties before I get too carried away.
Varric's friend Hawke said there were suspicions of corruption in Grey Warden ranks. Do you know anything about that?
Corruption? What sort of corruption?
Corypheus. He's been known to influence the minds of Wardens.
That could very well explain why so many have disappeared.
Are you feeling all right? No voices or anything?
If I start hearing things, I promise you'll be the first to know.
Let's talk about the Grey Wardens. You must know a lot about them.
So, are you leaning towards the murder knife,
I'm
do you
afraid
think?
we're less exciting than we seem.
How do the Wardens deal with Archdemons?
Short answer? Stick it with swords until it stops moving.
Wardens are in all the stories. If it was that easy, anyone could do it.
No, it really is that simple. Just because the Archdemon is magic doesn't mean it can't be killed with swords. It just has to be a Grey Warden sword. Look, it's not the killing blow that's the problem. It's getting the dragon to the point where it's vulnerable, where it actually can be killed. There's no short answer for that, I'm afraid.
What? What murder knife? Also, what?
Let's continue this at another time.
As you wish. I'll be here if you need me.
Why are you caps locking at me? What was that?
Thanks for my life in Haven. You've all sorts serving now. If that means change, so be it.
Alright. Why are you yelling at me in the chat? I don't understand. What's wrong? Because I flirted with Blackwall, is that what's up? Is that why you're all mad? Here. Happy?
Inquisitor, I've found where the Red Templars come from. They're in full redoubt. The Knights were fed red
All
lyrium
business.
until they turned into monsters. Samson took over after their corruption was complete.
How do you know Samson?
He was a Templar in Kirkwall, until he was expelled from the Order. I knew he was an addict, but this... Red lyrium is nothing like the lyrium given by the Chantry. Its power comes with a
Okay.
madness.
The Red Templars swarming Haven were proof enough.
We cannot allow them to gain strength. The Red Templars still require lyrium. If we find their source, we can weaken them and their leader.
I like finding the Red Templars' vulnerabilities before fighting them head-on.
We'll need every advantage against what courses through their veins. Caravans of red lyrium are being smuggled along trade roads. Investigating them could lead to where it's being mined.
Okay.
If you confront them, be wary. Anything connected to Samson will be well guarded.
Alright then. New relationship with Blackwall. That barn is cursed. Not the barn. I thought it was the mustache and the baby lips and the forked beard.
As leader of the Inquisition, there's something I must tell you.
Whatever it is, I'm willing to listen.
Right. Thank you. Lyrium grants Templars our abilities, but it controls us as well. Those cut off suffer. Some go mad, others die. We have secured a reliable source of lyrium for the Templars here. But I no longer take it.
You stopped?
When I joined the Inquisition. It's been months now.
Why are you doing this?
After what happened in Kirkwall, I couldn't. I will not be bound to the Order, or that life any longer. Whatever the suffering, I accept it. But I would not put the Inquisition at risk. I've asked Cassandra to watch me. If my ability to lead is compromised, I will be relieved from duty.
Erica says, I'm not really mad. Sable flirts with every available man in Curse of Strahd, regardless on if they're drunkards, Moby priests, literal murderous bandits, or exiled nobles, or suspected of robbing from churches. Wait, who is that one? Was that the Gravedigger kid? Well, I say kid. He's basically her age.
Are you in pain?
I can endure it.
Thank you for telling me. I respect what you're doing.
Thank you, Inquisitor. The Inquisition's army must always take priority. Should anything happen, I will defer to Cassandra's judgment.
All right.
Did you need something?
I should get to know you better. We are working together after all.
What would you like to know?
All right. Where are you from?
I grew up in Ferelden, near Honleath. I was transferred to Kirkwall shortly after the Blight. Traveling to Haven was the first I'd returned in almost 10 years.
You were away from Ferelden for 10 years. Was it strange being back there again?
Strange. No. If anything, the opposite. I was not sorry to leave Ferelden when I did. I had no desire to return. But leaving Haven was more difficult than I would have imagined. Not just because Corypheus forced it upon us. It felt like I was abandoning my home. I never thought I'd feel that way again.
What was Kirkwall like?
While I was there, Canary occupied and then attacked the city. The Viscount's murder caused political unrest. Relations between mages and Templars fell apart. An Apostate blew up the Chantry, and the Knight Commander went mad. Other than that, it was fine.
Oh, that was fine. Oh yeah, the Gravedigger kid, okay.
What happened between Kirkwall's mages and Templars?
You were at the Conclave. You must have heard people speak of it.
Yes, but you were there.
There was tension between mages and Templars long before I arrived. Eventually, it reached a breaking point. There was fighting in the streets. Abominations began killing both sides. It was a nightmare.
What happened then?
The Templars should have restored order, but Red Lyrium had driven Knight Commander Meredith mad. She threatened to kill Kirkwall's champion, turned on her own men. I'm not sure how far she would have gone. Too far.
So you opposed her?
I stood with the champion against her, in the end. But I should have seen through Meredith sooner.
Varric's from Kirkwall. Did you two know each other?
I knew he was friends with the champion of Kirkwall, but little else. We've spoken more since I joined the Inquisition, largely at Varric's insistence.
Of course.
Apparently I spend too much time with a serious expression on my face, and it's bad for my health.
I agree. Smile a bit, Cullen.
You were in
I know it's hard.
during the Blight. Did you fight Darkspawn?
No. I was stationed at Ferelden's Circle Tower. The Circle had troubles of its own. I remained there during the Blight.
What happened at the Circle Tower?
Few who survived the Blight have fond memories of that time. I would prefer not to speak of it.
If you recall, Cullen was the one who was mentally tortured by the abominations in the Circle Tower and trapped in that little force field near the top of it, and begged us to kill him, and we didn't.
I'll let you return to your work.
I'm sure you have other matters to attend.
It was kind of awful. All right, so what do you think? Assassin or Tempest? I'm not going with Artificer. I might do Assassin, I might do Tempest. Actually, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to equip some people. Cassandra is getting the banana. I'm getting the banana. Definitely the banana. Sarah. Dorian. He can keep the weird thing. Needs a hat. Hey, WizKid. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How you doing? How's your trip? Or at least how's your trip so far? Getting is in... You know what? Never mind. I'm in Fedland. Wait, what? Is it what? Hold on now. What? Ah, he's got crappy knives. He's got crappy armor. I'll get him better stuff eventually. Stamina after kill. Yeah, he needs that. Yeah, he needs that. Alright, cool. I'm not going to bring him much because he's the same specialization as me. So, double daggers, I don't need 2 double daggers. Ooh, WizKid met a cutie Catholic from Florida within an hour, though. So, how is Cassandra getting the banana? Well, like this. As you can see, She is wielding a banana on a stick. That's how. Not in the trashy romance novels that she reads manner. Don't even go there. I'm disappointed in you. A little bit. Actually, let's see. Who else didn't do equip? Vivienne. No. Immolate. Oh, wait. There. Okay. Oh, right. That's right. I need to give him... I need to give the egg his new armor. He's wearing plaid now. Oh, it's good. This is the first time I've ever had a room to myself. It feels weird. That's not bad. Erica brandishes the bonk stick. About the banana or about the cutie Catholic from Florida? I almost wonder if it's anyone I know. I'm assuming not, but honestly, you never know. Oh, I need to give that to Cassandra, don't I? Egg. Yes, egg. Okay, not going to level up Evelyn just yet. Cassandra, I have a lot of points to spend. I need to bring her with me so she can get her specialization. I guess. Same with Sarah. What? Same with Dorian. Same with Bull. At least Varric has his. He's an artificer, by the way. Erica, you didn't know? So, this is a little bit of a spoiler, because this is going to happen in quite some time in the game. So, but so Erica asks, wait, she reads trashy romance novels, just like Castle. Yes, Cassandra does not wish to be well known for this, but reads all of Varric's romance novels. Most recently has been obsessed with his series, what is it, Swords and Shields? Or Sword and Shields? Or it's the one that is basically about Aveline and Donic. Or at least about Aveline. Ooh, WizKid scored the Facebook ad, but that is literally all I'm good at. Erica, good idea. Better comment weird thing than on your post to scare her away. I mean, I don't know. If it works, it works. Let's, before we go do anything else in the war room, let's pass some judgment.
This was a surprise. After you return from the bogs, we discovered this man attacking the building with a goat. Chief Movran the Under. He feels slighted by the killing of his Avar tribesmen, who repeatedly attacked you first. What should we do with him? Where should he go? You answered the death of your clan with a goat?
A courtroom? Unnecessary. You killed my idiot son, and I answered, as is my custom, by smacking your holdings with goat's blood.
As is his custom.
Don't look at me.
No foul. He meant to murder Tevintus, but got feisty with your Inquisition. A red-headed mother guarantees a brat. Do as you've earned, Inquisitor. my clan yields. My remaining boys have brains still in their heads.
What is this? I love this so much. Yep, this is the best solution. Best solution by far. Go kill Dementors.
It seems our conflict was accidental, Chief Morvran, but it can't be repeated. I banish you and your clan, with as many weapons as you can carry, to Tevinter.
My idiot boy got us something after all.
Even Dorian approves of that. What is this? I mean, he's probably going to eventually die, because he's gonna go fight a bunch of Magisters, but he's gonna die gloriously fighting a bunch of Magisters. WizKid says she lives in St. Augustine Beach. Yeah, other side of the state, so no, probably not somebody I know. Says, like, seriously, I can get numbers with both hands tied behind my back. Actually using them intelligently? Well, I don't know. Don't know till you try. Oh, I need to go modify armor and weapons and stuff. Need to do some modification. Yeah, literally everyone approved of that. I certainly approved of that. I thought that was fantastic. I'm going to put away that thing. And I can sell that. I can sell that. Or give it to Bull, actually. I'll sell that. Sell, I guess. I don't know. Or put away. This stuff, we'll see. What? Hey.
The pen is mightier, Miles.
This guy says, oh, cool. I have an excuse to visit both sides of that other peninsula. Absolutely. Actually, let me see if Blackwall. No. In that case, let's modify that. Firm. Looking good. Oops. Sarah. Nah. I don't have either modification. Oh, also because it looks crappy on this is DLC armor. Erica says Jesse understands about brat kids. She is a redhead, so let's be perfectly fair. Sarah, no. Dorian. It's a kind of a crappy armor. I just need light arms, legs, and sigil. Blackwall, he's fine. Sigil of the Great Bear. A lot of mana stamina, minus regeneration. No, sigils are one of those things that have the big trade-offs. The major trade-offs. Vivienne. She needs light legs. He thinks it's funny, well. Yeah. Solus needs arms and legs. Varric needs to load. Anyway, there we go. He needs medium arms and legs. Bull needs arms. There we go. I'm not going to use arms and legs for me. So, Cassandra, let's see. Good. I'm never going to bring Sarah. Dorian needs light arms and legs. Probably not going to bring him too much. Blackwall. Nah, he's good. Cole, not going to bring much. Vivienne. I need light legs for Vivienne. Okay. Arms and legs for Solus. Arms and legs for Varric. Okay. I need... Vivian. Armor. Big old boots. They're all big old boots. Ooh, that's shiny boots. I like the shiny boots. Ooh, ring velvet. Yeah. And cold resistance, range defense would be nice under one hit. Resistance, range defense. 5% range defense. Range defense. Cool. Solas. We need boots for Varric. Arms and legs for Varric. Yep, got him. Good kill, Erica. Well done. I should make him this. Nah, but I like the kind of ridiculously exposed chest. The exposed chest hair for Varric is very, very, very nice. That looks nice. I like that. I kind of like that. I like that one. Prowler. Yeah, I like that. I like the look of this. Thunder when hit, fire resistance, cold, range defense, cold resistance. Let's go with thunder when hit. Cold resistance, ranged defense. Let's go with some range defense. There we go. I like that one. Add dexterity or add cunning? Ooh. A lot of dexterity and add health. He needs health. At least it wasn't a bonk bot. It might have been. I don't know what that link it was trying to share was. So it's possible. Let's do that. Okay. Cool. So let's modify those on there. Yen. Derek. There we go. Maybe we should get something for Solus, too, for his plaid. This is also something I could be doing off stream, but whatever. Anyway, so I don't know if Eddie has caught anything from. Oh, I could get him. Oh, I'm tempted to make that for him, but I want his ridiculous plaid. I kind of want his ridiculous plaid. So he's keeping his ridiculous plaid. Not with that. Yeah, that's pretty good. No. 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 Furry one. Where's the furry one? I like the furry one. Magic defense. Spirit resistance seems right for him, so that'll do. Anyway, I don't know how much you heard from earlier on, if you caught up and all that kind of stuff. I assume not. It was the first week of class this week, which was nice. We did some of that. We watched that one video, the introductory one that I often have, or I usually will have for my philosophy of religion classes, where we watch that dialogue and we comment on it, which is always a ton of fun. Let's do that. There we go. Where we watch that cordial curiosity dialogue with for the street epistemology thing. It's always a lot of fun, because, as I mentioned, it's kind of a bad discussion. It doesn't go super well in general. But oh my god, you're on your first exams? That's insane. We literally started this week. What in the world? I don't know how that's possible, guys. That's nuts. That is nuts. Anyway, it's no, it's fine. All right, that is absolutely nuts. Tint armor. Actually, let's sell off some of our crap that we don't need. That. Those are expensive. Bathing suit, by the way, that I can technically buy. Anyway, I cannot believe you guys are on your first exams. That's ridiculous. Oh, it's not editable. This one isn't. All right. Okay. Anyway, with it, so I've heard, like, not exams, with biggest tests, more than just quizzes. I've literally not assigned an assignment yet. What is this? This is nuts. When did you start? I mean, that's not true. I assigned an assignment, but they haven't turned one in yet. The first assignment they're turning in is next week? Yeah, next week. Yeah, let's give them that. That's nice. All right. Okay, I'm put Michael to bed. I'll watch the chat. No problem. All right. Cool. Anyway, yeah, it's always a fun one. It's always a fun part of the class, going through a particularly bad dialogue and discussion on some of the topics that we're going to be really going over and taking very seriously in the class, both as a way of how to and how not to approach these topics. And it went really well. I think it went really well. One of the big problems with the dialogue, and if you've watched the video, I'll put it in the description at the end as well. No, where is it? It's under secrets. Are you kidding me? I need 4 in this category. What is this? Arcane knowledge. No. Fine. Anyway. So the interviewee in this dialogue is just sort of a layperson talking about religion, particularly talking about Christianity, and one of the parts where it kind of goes wrong, the discussion does, is when she's relying very heavily on a kind of internal feeling. The joy that she receives from worship as a reason for believing. Now, there's something to that. C.S. Lewis makes a fairly robust argument about centered around joy. Let's see if I can find it in particular.
Haven was trying.
But I think it's in Mere Christianity, if I remember correctly. She does not make that argument. She makes it very, very subjective, more about this feels right to her. Again, very, very subjective in the basis of her rationale. And so the interviewer asks something along the lines of, okay, but what if someone else were to tell you that their religion, which is different, brings them joy, that worshiping their God brings them joy? And she answered something like, well, that's nice, or that's cool, but have you tried this? Check this out. Like, as if she's offering Christianity as like something to try, something that you might like, kind of as like offering a dessert that she happens to like, or something like that. And so I kind of gave the analogy of, if you're going to take something seriously, if you're going to take something actually seriously,
all right,
then you really should take it seriously. I'm just going to do a bunch of these while I talk. And that means treating it as if there is a reality being discussed, right? That she's talking about something that is really real, and it's important for someone to know about it. If she really sincerely and strongly believed in Christianity, she wouldn't just offer it like she's offering someone, hey, try this thing that I like, that you might like it too. She would treat it as if she was trying to convince somebody of something that she knows is true and that's very important. That's not the most important part, though. Like, it sets a dangerous precedent. Yeah, exactly.
At your service.
Yeah, it's... there's the problem, as I noted, is, again, that there's this fundamental unseriousness with how she treats both her religion and the one that somebody else is proposing. And it's like, and how I analogize, the analogy I use, which I thought, I mentioned this earlier, so if you're rewatching this again later, I said this twice, but it's a good one, I think, is that if you found out that a friend of yours never washes their hands when they go to the bathroom, you wouldn't just be like, hey, you should try out this cool thing that we do, that I do, which is like, I get my hands wet and I put soap on them and I scrub them after I poop, and you should check it out and see if you like it. No.
Inquisitor.
No, absolutely not. You're not going to do that. You're going to say,
Inquisitor.
Wash your hands, you filthy degenerate. You're tracking poop everywhere. Right? That's how you're really going to respond to something like this. You're going to take it seriously because it's something you think is a serious matter. And I think we should approach religion in the same way. You know, if you think that religion is actually something important, then you should treat it at least a little bit seriously. And you should say, here's what I think is true, here's why I think it's true, and here's why you should think it's true too. Not, hey, check this out, you might like it. Ridiculous. Winston said subjective spirituality can have its merits, but ultimately it all comes down to axioms and fundamental truths. And most people refuse to comprehend what that means. Yeah, spirituality kind of has to be subjective to a degree. It winds up being subjective in the sense of, you know, the way you experience your relationship with God is ultimately going to be subjective. But the reasons for that are going to have to be objective if you're going to take it the least bit seriously. WizKid said, continued, I think this is why those cheesy Christian movies bother me. Because they treat it seriously, but in a weird way that isn't actually serious at all. Yeah, it like I've told all of my classes today, it really extends back to the Enlightenment, which treats religion as like one option, like a religion as one option among many. And this is something else that William Cavanaugh pointed out in The Myth of Religious Violence, and talking about the sort of modern Enlightenment idea of the secular idea of religion, as it's this little thing that's cordoned off from life that you can select this religion or that religion, and you pick between them like you're choosing a dessert option or whatever. And that's an absurd way of looking at religious belief and religious practice. I want to do a reading group for that book. Give me formats. How should I do a reading group for this? I don't like the format that I did for the SCOTUS reading, where I just read it and then talk about it and read it and talk about it. I want some interaction. I want something going on that's a little more than that. So, like, give me some ideas, because I really want to do a reading group on this, and I know I've been talking about it for like over a year now. So, somebody give me an idea. Give me a good idea, please. All right, Memorial for Hayden. Ambassador Montilier. Although we have not always seen eye to eye, I believe that on this subject we will be in perfect agreement. I would like to build a monument at the site where Haven stood as a memorial to all those who gave their lives defending the faith. Shall we work together to honor those fallen heroes, Madam Ambassador? Marquis de Relion. Try and get some volunteers, or I can do some fundraising. Send a yeah, let's do that. That's smart.
Inquisitor.
Ambassador Montilier. Please assure the Inquisitor of my deepest regards. Work on the memorial proceeded without incident, and it was unveiled to a crowd of almost 1,000. May it stand forever as a testament to the tenacity of the faith in times of great trial. Marquis de Relion. Alright. Nice. Another coin. Nah. Route through the Frostbacks. Okay. We explore the Fallow Mire after you cleared the place out. Stumbled on an old road that leads west to the Frostbacks. Clear it up, you could use it to shave weeks off a journey through the mountains. I'd rather be wet than freezing. Okay. Unknown road, perfect for our spies. If we can keep it secret, that'd be nice. Merchants would give a great deal for this route. Reward us handsomely. Yeah. We could move troops east and west without risking the mountains. Keep this road for our soldiers. Let's do soldiers.
Inquisitor.
WizKid says religion is like fundamental to the human experience and cannot be fully filtered out, because everything in society is contingent on those fundamental ideas. Yeah, and where was it that I was just noticing this? This has been a trend. It's been in the kind of the internet religion community milieu lately over the last couple of weeks, because I know that Jordan Peterson has talked about it. I know that Bishop Barron has talked about it. I know that Jonathan Peugeot has talked about it. I know that I think Father Mike Schmitz has talked about it. Maybe? I don't know about him. He might not have. I might have imagined that. But a bunch of people have been discussing this lately. That religion will show up. And if you suppress or cordon off religion, then you start treating other things religiously. And that becomes extremely dangerous when you start treating, say, the state religiously. That's how you get, secular, horrifying dictatorships like communism and such. Or Australia, for that matter. Which I say in the same breath as communism. Maybe I'm exaggerating, but for now. Anyway, WizKid says, I think the secular idea of religion is ultimately what makes room for the rise of totalitarian state cults. Yeah, absolutely. Because they try and filter it out, but can't. So they try to replace it, but they really can't. They can't. They can replace it with an They can replace it with an insufficient alternative. And because the alternative is insufficient, the only way to make it the least bit fulfilling is with fanaticism. And that leads to totalitarianism, puritanism, and all of the terrible, nasty things. Ooh, Father Mike's supposed to speak tomorrow at the March for Life. Really cool. Very cool. All right. Awesome. He's one of my favorite, online Catholic personalities. Niche maker celebrities, if you will. He's always been just, so spectacularly peppy. Shadows over Denerim. First things first, an apology. I offered the rebel mages safe harbor in Ferelden, only to have them drive my uncle out of his own town. So I'll admit, I wasn't in the best of moods when I first met you. Wait a minute, this is Alistair talking, isn't it? I shouldn't be using the spy voice. I didn't care who was responsible for what. Now I wish I'd done otherwise. Isn't that always the way? These cultists, Venatori, I think they're called, we have them in the royal palace, or so I'm told. Like rats, but with magic and nasty sneers. I don't know what they're up to, but I need to find them and drive them out. Since the Inquisition knows all about them, I'm hoping you'll help. Something grateful something. Wait, did I just write that? You scribes do this on purpose, don't you? King Alistair Theron. I totally used the wrong intonation for that. I don't know. Yeah, everyone in your group super stoked about it. Yeah, I bet. That's awesome. I just have the agent in mind for this. Allow me to send her to Denerim to quietly hunt down the Venatori spies. Or send forces to aid in the manhunt. No. Liliana, you know your way around the Ferelden court. Let's do that.
See what we have.
Alright, let's check out what we have in Orlais while we're waiting for that to get resolved. Just the one thing. Serpent of Nivara. Alright. Inquisition agents have uncovered a potential problem in the nation of Nivara. A Diventer mage by the name of Virelius has recently been noted in the company of King Marcus, and rumors comment on how strange it is for a new advisor to be so closely hated. There's evidence to indicate Virelius is a member of the Venatori. Having the Navaran king under their sway could give the cult a great deal of power and hinder the Inquisition's ability to operate in the north. Okay, so we could eliminate the advisor. Tell King Marcus what his advisor is, convince him to see the light. Wait for this advisor to leave the capital, send a force to ambush and capture. Man, I'm really disappointed that there's not a more circuitous way of getting the Venatori ambassador to expose himself. That's always my favorite solution to the snake in the grass problem. It's actually something I'm thinking about doing a video on soonish, because that is a fantastic framework, narrative framework, for the jester type hero, double inversion type hero, the hero who overcomes evil by tricking it into exposing itself. It's kind of it's the troll. It's the troll that tricks evil into exposing itself for what it really is. It's Shrek in Shrek 2, getting the fairy godmother to show herself as power mad. And also Prince Charming. It's maybe the best examples are Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore from the old Adam Sandler's movies. It was great. Because both of the endings, what he does is he gets both big villains to expose themselves as disingenuous, evil villains. It's amazing. It relates to the comedian, the political comedian. I'm reminded of somebody like Norm Macdonald who does this so very well. Because he just plays fast and loose back and forth with social norms, pun intended. By like his appearance on The View. If you haven't seen Norm on The View in, I think it was late 2000, right after the George W. Bush election, the first one, that's the one where he he literally just accuses Bill Clinton of murdering a guy in the White House. And so what he does is, well, first of all, he's accusing Bill Clinton of murdering a guy in the White House. The unexpected. He's violating the norms of a daytime talk show. But then what he does by doing this is he gets the hosts to then violate the norms of a daytime talk show in return to him, treat him as hostile, and then he flips the script back over and acts normally, again, pun intended, and points out their inappropriate behavior to him and exposing them as the crazy people. incredibly well done. It's brilliant. Brilliant political maneuvering and satire. So good. Norm Macdonald was absolutely brilliant. He was in Billy Madison as well, of course. Yeah, like I said, I really want to do a video on this, and I might separate it into two, one about the comedy aspect and one about the jester in the story, the narrative framework aspect. I don't know. I might just bring them together, who knows. But I really want to do something about that. It would be, I think it would make a really good video and especially like relating it to Socrates and talking about how my argument that Socrates is a troll, properly speaking, because he does the same thing. Wizkid says, oh, well, wait, yeah, the fool is the only one who can make fun of the king and live to joke about it. Because he does it this way. Because the fool violates these social norms, gets the king to react inappropriately, but then puts on display how the king is reacting inappropriately, and so the king has to then calm himself down. He has to withdraw back into proper social norms, the restrictions of court etiquette that he was previously violating. Because the jester is the one who points it out, makes it obvious by becoming the target of it, flipping the script around, exposing the king, and the king has to stop. Or else he's going to be exposed to not just his court, but the world. Other courts, his people, the peasantry, the jester himself, everybody. It's incredibly, I'm going to do this. It's an incredibly brilliant method of political satire and political criticism. Inquisition forces waited. Anyway, we didn't get to do that, so we just ambushed the guy instead. So, unfortunately. WizKid says, and if the king kills the fool, then you know he's got to go. Right, because he's acting wholly inappropriately. If the king kills the fool wins. Because the king loses. So the king has no choice but to basically apologize with his tail between his legs. That's all he can do under the circumstances of a proper jester playing the right trick. Again. Inquisition forces waited until Virilius left the royal palace in Navarra, watching until we were certain of his goal was to report to superiors in the intercity of Trevis. Then we struck. I'm told that our agent, a reaver named Tomar, cut a bloody swath through their ranks, and Virilius himself was captured. We recovered various artifacts he carried, and reports state that King Marcus came to his senses, as if awakening from a dream. The Venatori threat in Navarra has been eliminated. Cullen. Welcome back. Ooh, Michael went to sleep, so you made yourself food. Awesome. That's good to hear. Okay, so we have some things done. Let's go back to the hinterlands, shall we? Oh, right, we have to finish this. Oh, nice. Well, that was bracing. A pitched battle with evil mages disguised as kitchen servants, fireballs flying, and swords flashing. Brings back old times. I won't be eating anything coming out of those kitchens for a while. Let me tell you. I wonder if they were going to poison me. Nasty little cultists. Anyhow, I'm grateful for the Inquisition's help. We wouldn't have found them without you, King Alistair Theron. Thanks, Alistair. Just like old times. Fucking madhouse. Alright. Moving right along. Let's go back to the hinterlands for a little bit. We don't have a lot of time, obviously. Well, let's go to the hinterlands for just a bit. We need Deathroot. Where are we going to find Deathroot? Actually, you know what? I'm just going to do it this way. No, we're not going to do that one yet. That one is wild. That one's wildly overleveled. Let's do this. Wait, is it? Oh yeah, no, that one's wildly overleveled. We can do this. We can go and do that. We'll bring Dorian. We'll bring Dorian. We'll bring Varric. We'll bring Blackwall. Blackwall. All right. I got about a half an hour. I'm okay going a little bit late tonight. In part just because we started a little late, and in part because it's Thursday instead of Monday, so I don't have to get up as early tomorrow. I mean, unless the kids decide I have to get up early tomorrow. But, you know. Not as extreme. Yeah, speaking of norm violating social norms, which is maybe what I'll even title a video, something like that. Norm and the social norms, something like that. Oh, WizKid misses his space heater. God, you weird northerners, what the hell is a space heater? I have a space heater too. It's called my desktop. My computer basically gets hot enough to literally be a space heater. If I close this window, it would get ridiculously hot in here. It does in the summer. It's really nasty. Anyway. Yeah, Norm, the other related thing about this, the other example that comes to mind of Norm trolling in this very same manner. Burns houses down in the winter. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Is his 9/11 jokes, which are wildly inappropriate but hilarious. So his necromancer. Here we go. Yeah, let's just do it. Reduces their armor, or they just cower in place. I kind of like that. Blinding terror. Enemies that are panicked take increased damage, or every time an enemy dies, you regain both health and mana. Yeah. Alright, cool. No, it's called cats, unfortunately. They're warming the couch. Yeah, that's true. That's true too. Alright, so anyway. Yeah, so if you haven't seen his 9/11 jokes, it was on his show on, like, I think it was FX or something, where he would just have guests on and torture them with comedy, of course. And oh man, it was fantastic, because he would basically just say, he'd just go like 9/11. And like they'd start cracking up laughing, because you can't not laugh at that. Right? It's wildly inappropriate, and also the way that it's delivered is, first of all, it's Norm Macdonald, and then also it's just like, it's so painfully awkward that you can't help but laughing. And then he would just like immediately just go, "Oh, why are you laughing, man? That was a national tragedy." And then he'd just go into the ridiculously long spiel about how he was in New York when it happened, and he walked through blood and bones, and then the person is just like, whoever he's interviewing, there's this consistent look of, they're in the middle of laughing, there's like and then they just freeze, facial expression perfectly frozen in the middle of laughing, and you just horror dawning in their eyes that they've been caught. Oh god, it is brilliant satire, brilliant trolling comedy. God, I miss Norm. So great. Always get the cats and space heaters burn down houses, and squirrels with little rodents cause blackouts. Yeah, that's true. That is true.
If those refugees are going to defend themselves, they'll need real defenses. I've got a few ideas.
Okay, cool. I built the watchtowers.
I built watchtowers in the areas you recommended.
Nicely done. That'll give both your refugees and our farmers some warning next time trouble pays a visit. I'll speak to the master and have weapons sent to your people at the crossroads.
Awesome. Alright, where's Dennett? Wait, where's Dennett? God, there's so much crap here. Ridiculous. Where's Dennett? No. It's in the hinterlands. Is Dennett here? Yeah, he is. There he is. Okay, cool. What's going on here? Fine. Okay. We need that. We need 3 quarries and 3 logging stands. Holy crap. Deathroots, assassin weapons, and Wave the assassin. Okay. Jeez. Anyway, Wizkid said, oh, that reminds me, Libertarian take on global warming, green energy? I need to know the Yellow Party's take on it so I can be properly pedantic in class. Ooh, okay, cool. I know just who to point you to. Economist Bob Murphy has written several books on the subject, or climate change, global warming, call it what you want. Like I mentioned, I'll put, as usual, I'll put a link to what I can find of his. Both links, something that's nice and substantive, as well as something that's nice and quick and easy to get through. I'll put those in the description after the stream. But he goes through a lot on the topic of global warming and a libertarian approach to environmentalism. So there's 2 key principles that we can point to.
Will keep my farmers and your refugees a lot safer. I've sent supplies to the crossroads. You've held up your end of our bargaining position. You'll have my whole stable in good hands to go with it.
Cool.
You sent your stable hands and your horses to the Inquisition. What about you?
Well, you've cleaned up the area, and I can't say I'm not tempted. Still, it feels wrong to abandon my land to go play horsemaster again.
You know, the Inquisition comes across horses from all over Thedas.
You don't say. All right, Inquisition. I'll look to your horses myself. Never let it be said that Redcliffe gave less than the best.
All
Just
right.
let me settle matters here and say goodbye to my wife. I'll meet you at Skyhold.
Take her. Take her with you. Alright. Alright, I guess don't. Totally take her with you.
I appreciate you driving
Anyway.
these wolves away.
Yeah, Wizkid says, please do. I need to know the proper perspective so I can see if I've already come to those conclusions. So, like I said, there's 2 key principles for a sort of libertarian approach to global warming or climate change. Yeah, let's go there. 1 is, what is the proper governmental response? In other words, what is the just response which protects private property? He's just been looking for an excuse to leave her, his wife. Oh, that's mean. I'm not gonna necessarily deny it, but that's still mean. Anyway, but yeah, the what's going on here? Oh. There we go.
Why would Corypheus send his Red Templars out here?
Anyway, so yeah, like I said, one of the principles is, what can the government justly do? Assuming that climate change is a real problem, it can only justly do that which is respects people's property. If it doesn't respect someone's property, if it is an infringement upon their property and their rights, broadly speaking, then it's unjust for the state to do it. Right? Simple enough. Cool.
Goodbye!
I don't get to loot it? Okay, fine. So this is the guiding principle for basically everything. Nice, Dorian. So even if it's a problem, and even if it needs to be solved, what can or should the government do about it? And the libertarian answer is basically nothing. That we should look for solutions that don't involve the state. Just like for any other position. Now, the other answer is, again, also propertarian. It involves property norms. But specifically, it involves externalities treated as torts. So what that means, effectively, is that if you pollute, if you demonstrably pollute somebody's property, you pollute onto somebody's property. Let's not do that. Actually, should we? That's a weird way to go, but let's try it. Let's see if we can get there. If you pollute someone else's property, you have caused damage to their property, and so you have accrued a debt to them by damaging their property, by basically doing a tort. And so if this means pollution, if this means like dumping chemical waste in a river that flows downstream into someone else's property, if this means releasing carbon dioxide into the atmosphere that does grievous harm to the local environment or the local atmosphere or whatever, whatever the case might be, let's do that. Whatever the case might be, it is it can be understood as a tort, as an assignable and measurable harm done to the property of somebody else. In which case, it can be handled just like any other tort. So that's the other answer. Part of this answer involves privatizing everything. This includes the ocean. This includes as much land as is scarce. So in other words, land that is desirable in any way. Land that would be priced above zero, in other words, which isn't everything. There's plenty of land in the desert that would be priced at zero. So to be fair, but basically for every available bit of land to be either homesteaded or ignored. And so that would mean that every harm done to the environment could be assigned. Anyway, so WizKid then said, yeah, all the papers I've been reading want to use the government as a cudgel and push forth massive spending, because of course they do. And it just makes me want to bash my face into the desk. Well, of course, because when you're willing to use excessive violence against peaceful people, that looks like an easy solution to all of your problems.
So it was just you, alone in the vast wilderness.
What are you on about?
The lone wanderer searching the world. What's he trying to find? Love? Absolution?
Try someone with a strong arm and stronger will to fight Darkspawn.
Yes, but what does that represent?
Wanting to kill more Darkspawn.
You're just like Sebastian.
Whoa! Okay, I fell everywhere. Yeah, I have to say, if you are willing to consider non-libertarian answers or non-libertarian solutions, then of course you're going to prefer them. Because if you're not concerned with ethics, then yeah, you're probably going to be okay doing horrible things to innocent people. Sure. It's an easy way to get stuff done. I can't deny that. If you're willing to rob a bank, then getting money is easy. Especially if you're guaranteed not to get caught for it. Which, by the way, the state is basically guaranteed not to get caught for it. There you go. Why not? Why would you not do it? If you've already thrown individual ethics out the window, then yeah, you're gonna be willing to do awful, terrible things to innocent people in order to get your goals accomplished. So yeah, I have as you may have noticed, I have a problem with non-libertarian, political theorists. Oh, this is gonna be horrible. Okay. Okay. And then I can... Oh, okay. No, this is easy. This is easy. Yeah! Whisket says, I guess what annoys me about it is that the cudgels are not precision implements. Well, that's not what annoys me. What annoys me is the willingness to cudgel people. But anyway, when it's something complicated as energy systems and climate change, we should do things the most precise way possible. Well, yeah, I mean, that much is obvious. I think you're right. That's a solid point. That's fair. Like I said, my big objection is the fact that you're willing to use a cudgel on, you know, someone who hasn't tried to cudgel you first, let's say. Yeah, my concerns are ethical rather than practical when it comes to these kinds of things. That said, yeah, there's a practical element to it. I can basically guarantee with almost 100% certainty that Elon Musk is far more likely to save the world than AOC. Owie.
I doubt that's the last of them. Come on.
Boom! Alright, Peppercino. Ooh, Fade touched. Why is Varric always getting hurt more than anyone else? There we go. Alright. Alright, we got him. Anyway, moving on. But yeah, I think that private efforts are necessarily going to be more effective. Biscuit says that, and I don't see us weaning off oil anytime soon, or ever, if it's even possible. I don't think it's possible 100%. Oil is just too... it's too convenient. It's too efficiently transportable, if nothing else. You get incredibly high energy density, and it is easily used as fuel in especially combustion engines, but in almost everything. Even for power generation.
Decent place to camp.
But yeah, I do think that... Oh, a bear. Let's handle that first, shall we? Ah! Oh my god, this bear is ridiculous.
Help for the Mage, please.
I mean, I think that for just power generation, I think we can move a lot towards other methods, especially nuclear, especially thorium reactors. From what I've heard about that, they're an incredibly efficient means of very clean power generation that doesn't involve the use of weaponizable isotopes. So thorium reactors are a great solution, or at least a great partial solution. Not a whole one, but a good partial one. Come on. Anyway. Erica, this bear is obviously made of the same stuff that bear was from our Mutants and Masterminds game that took the equivalent of a punch from Superman. But yeah, I do think that thorium reactors are a large part of the future of clean power generation. Oh yeah, petroleum, WizKid says, it has too many uses too, like plastics. The biggest issue is portability and energy density. Renewables, aside from literally magma, can't come close. How good oil is making things go. No, magma is not nearly as good. It's good for. I mean, geothermal does a good job at producing heat, but it doesn't produce heat. It just is heat. It's just already hot. So that's nice, but like. Geothermal is only efficient because it's already there. Right? And we just need to tap into it and use it for that. And use it for our own methods. And our own methods and means. That's the only reason geothermal is actually useful and efficient. It's not efficient because it's actually good. Oh, let's place flowers on this on the elf's wife's grave. Need to do that. On Senna's shrine. Senna, beloved, may your ashes be gathered by Falun Din and carried safely after all the long years you carried me. Oh, that's so nice. That's very nice. But yeah, geothermal's nice because it's already there, and there's as far as we know, there's no direct harm in using it. It's just kind of there, you know? And we can just kind of use it much as we want, basically. I'm going to travel back to Skyhold real quick to wrap it up for tonight, because I'm going to wrap soon. I got to figure out how to do the quest to probably going with Assassin specialization. That's another question. WizKid, what specialization should we use for Sable here? Totally unrelated to green energy, global warming, that kind of stuff. I'm torn between Tempest and Assassin. Assassin is what it sounds like. You go all sneaky and you go all stabby. It really, really fits Double Daggers quite well, but so does Tempest. Tempest uses basically elemental elixirs that you just kind of smash as these little potion vials that go all crazy.
The spider webs help stop the bleeding, and they prevent wounds from getting infected.
Anyway, it's a neat little thing. WizKid said stab more. That's kind of what I'm leaning to, but Tempest does seem pretty cool. It does things like up your speed and stuff like that.
I don't know much about you.
What do you want to know?
I'm not sure. Where are you from?
I thought you knew that.
I suppose I could ask Liliana. She has collected a frightening amount of information on you.
Huh.
But I don't want to ask her. I want to hear it from you.
I was born in Ostwick, and that's where most of my family is.
The Trevellians, is it not? A large clan with a rather clever coat of arms. Tell me, do you consider the Free Marches your home?
I wonder if she's related to Alex. The 00. 00 what? 8? From GoldenEye. John Bean from GoldenEye.
I might, once this is done.
It will not be the same once you do.
Unfortunately, yeah.
I'd like to get to know you better.
You would?
Is that a problem?
Not entirely. I'm just curious as to your motivation.
No motivation, beyond making things between us less...
Antagonistic?
Exactly.
Good way to put it.
As you wish. My name is Cassandra Pentecost, daughter of the Royal House of Navarra, 78th in line for the Navarran throne. I joined the Seekers of Truth as a young woman, and was with the Order until they withdrew from the Chantry. I remained as the Divine's right hand, carrying out her order to form the Inquisition. And here we are. That's all there is to know, my lady.
I don't think that's true, but okay. I've got also a wonderful blueberry wine. I love this little blueberry wine. It's a very Florida thing. Anyway.
You're a member of Navarra's royal family.
The Pentecosts are a very large clan. Half of Cumberland could say the same.
Really?
No, but it feels that way. I have hundreds of relatives so distant they need charts to prove we're related at all. And they have them. Oh yes. The Pentecosts value their precious blood like it runs with gold.
So not on very good terms with your family, then?
I do not visit, if that's what you mean. The Pentecosts are famed for dragon hunting, but few actually pursue the craft. Most are fat and lazy. They pay lip service to the Maker and care only for idle pleasures and past glories. My brother was all that kept me in Navarra. Once he was gone, so was I.
Tell me about your brother.
Anthony was older than I, a dragon hunter, who showed what a Pentecost could truly be. I idolized him. I wanted to hunt dragons as he did, even though our uncle forbade it. Anthony promised to train me in secret. We would hunt together one day, brother and sister, vanquishing the beasts of old. And then he died on me.
That sounds really awful.
It was the end of everything I knew. A group of apostates wanted dragon blood, and wanted Anthony to get it for them. He refused, and they killed him for it.
Oh, that's terrible.
In front of me. I begged the Chantry to let me become a Templar. Instead, they sent me to the Seekers. It took many years to let go of my drive for vengeance.
I think I understand how you felt.
At times I could not breathe. The rage nearly choked me. I sometimes wonder how different my life would be if Anthony was still alive. Would I be a dragon hunter? Married to some noble fool, a mother of 3? I cannot say. I take solace in believing the Maker has a plan, but he is not always kind.
So you are the right hand to the Divine?
To Divine Justinia, yes. And Divine Beatrix before her, in fact.
Wow.
The position is normally reserved for Templars of the Knights Divine, but my circumstances were unusual.
Unusual how?
You don't know the story? Thank the Maker. I will tell you if you wish, but it isn't as exciting as some drum it up to be. The short version is that I once saved the previous Divine's life. My reward was becoming her right hand.
Biscuit says, "Oh, so she does have a soft side. Just you wait. We haven't even gotten to the romance novels part." I need to put in the description something I found the other day. It's in the Discord server already. I think it's under media or gaming. I forget which. Of the end credits to one of the DLCs, to the Trespasser DLC, which has Cassandra reading from one of Varric's books, the book he writes about the Inquisition. And so it's basically Cassandra doing overacting impressions of all of the main cast of characters. It's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Also, I was mentioning this to Kylie today, actually, when I was talking about stream D&D and stuff. that I'm thinking about, because I haven't been finding all the books in the right order and all that. I've been thinking about just doing a full-on audiobook recording of Varric's book, Hard and Hightown, the one that we keep finding chapters from. So that might be neat. That might be a thing I can just do as a separate thing, record it, and have it uploaded that way. I'm thinking about it. If you guys would be interested in me doing that, let me know. Happy to. Could be fun.
But what does a right hand do, exactly?
What is your hand?
Even egg.
It gives,
yes.
It takes, it beckons. It makes a fist. Liliana and I extended the Divine's reach beyond the Grand Cathedral. We went where she could not. After Beatrix, I was tired of the position and wanted to return to the Seekers. But Justinia convinced me to stay. Her vision for the future gave me hope.
You thought she could really change things?
Justinia knew the war was coming long before it began. She tried to avert it, but the forces arrayed against her were too strong. Sometimes you have to break a bone so it can be reset. That's where the Inquisition comes in. It was to be the answer. A means to preserve as well as an agent for change. I only wish she had lived to see it.
So, what's the story about you becoming the right hand?
Sweet Andraste, do you really want to hear that? It was, what, 18, 20 years ago? Some still discuss it like it happened yesterday.
How old is she?
The tale gets bigger each time it's told. I barely recognize myself within it now.
I'm sure you're just being modest.
I was there. I think I know what happened. To hear others tell it, I alone saved Divine Beatrix from a horde of dragons sent to assault the Grand Cathedral. Rather impressive for such a young seeker, wouldn't you say?
And the truth is?
I stumbled upon a conspiracy to kill Beatrix. A Templar Knight Commander was at its heart. And there was a dragon battle at the Grand Cathedral. But I had help from loyal mages who rallied to the cause. They freed the dragons from magical control. Without them, the Divine and I would both have died. Yet I became the right hand, and they are forgotten.
Uzgit says there's no way she's 40. Yeah, like... I think the implication is she's mid-30s, which I could buy that she's mid-30s. I could buy that she's mid-30s. 40's pushing it. Really pushing it.
I think you're a hero, no matter how you downplay it.
Fine. But it was 20 years ago. I will not rest upon my laurels.
I'll let you get back to work.
Okay. Well, that makes up for the time we lost at the beginning with my weird technical delays. So, I think we're going to have to call it there. I might do some like crafting and selling and stuff, that kind of stuff off screen at some point. We'll see. And if you're interested, let me know, and I will. I'd really like to do the audiobook recording. I think that might be a fun thing to do, to record the Varric's book, Hard and Hightown. Would be fun. Could be a lot of fun. Otherwise, that's all I've got for tonight. Welcome back to the semester, those who are in my classes. If you happen to be watching this, welcome back. If not, if you're like Eddie and you've already been in this semester for God knows how long, for some strange reason, keep on keeping on, I guess. He said, yeah, she has to be mid-30s works, especially if she started as a teen. Yeah, I mean, I get the impression this was like when she was fresh out of training, if even that. But, anyway, like I said, a bunch of stuff that I'm going to be putting up in the description, so make sure to check that out afterwards in a little while. Eddie, have fun in the land of the damned, fighting for the lives of the living. And to everybody else, have a wonderful night, have a wonderful weekend. I'll see you Monday for Greedfall, and I'll see you next Thursday for more Dragon Age Inquisition, starting right back here for more side quests. Probably the next, 3 weeks, I have no idea. All right, everybody. Thank you again. Have a good night.